But I don't know, when I was in college, I don't know why I remember sitting in my in the study hall or in the library, and I was listening to Dirty Diana. So it was just on my rotation. Songs. You brought your acoustic today.
I did, yeah. So
that was like
kind of breed love acoustic.
Those things are huge.
that was in storage. We haven't played that in a long time.
I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, it's been up in the rafters forever.
It's like, wait a minute, I haven't just 2 days.
Yeah.
Anything that like makes me escape and want to dance, like that's what I want to present.
Mm-hmm.
We're smooth like honey. We're gonna groove till it's sunny. You need a little sweetness. I'm your weakness. Baby, can you feel it?
And welcome to another episode of Icon Presents. Today I am joined by an incredible group of people. The band known as Cassie B has joined me today. Ladies and gentlemen, Cassie B. How are you guys doing today?
We're so good.
Good.
Great.
Oh man, I'm truly thankful for you guys joining me in the studio today. I'm looking forward to talking about your music, checking out your in-studio performances. So be sure to look out for that. But just go around real quick, introduce yourself to the people.
Great. Yeah, my name is Cassie B. I'm the lead singer of the band, and yeah, born and raised San Diego.
Ryan Kilpatrick, I play the bass guitar.
And Robbie Rivers, I play regular guitar.
Okay, awesome. Well, first of all, let's tell me you guys' relationship, obviously, right? So you're a bass player, but you're also the band manager.
Yep. Take care of scheduling, logistics, all that fun stuff. Make sure everyone gets paid,
Awesome. And then you're also her husband.
I am. Yeah.
Great. Awesome. We love to see it. We love to see couples, in the industry together, joining with projects. I always feel like if you have somebody that you can do and kind of take on these challenges and everything with, you have somebody to, relate to. It's so beneficial to have all of that.
Yeah.
Where you have that support system.
Very lucky.
Yes. So give me a little bit of backstory about the band.
Well, I guess if you want to go even before the band, how we met, we were performers at SeaWorld together.
Okay.
We were in a show. He played bass. I was a vocalist. And we ended up getting laid off at a certain point, but we knew all these musicians, and we were like, he was already in a cover band, and he was like, we could just make our own cover band. Like, let's get to work. And so that's how we started. And we were looking for a guitar player, and we put an ad out on Craigslist.
Okay.
And that's how we found this guy.
Awesome.
The one I responded to, yeah.
Yeah, like we had a few people come to the house and jam, and there were some interesting characters that came, and then Robbie came, and we were like, that guy's great. He knew his stuff. He was nice. He was cool. Showed up on time, like all the things, and he's been the best find.
Well, that's awesome.
Ever.
That's awesome. How long have you guys been playing together since your SeaWorld days? How long has it been till now?
Close to 8 years.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
I think 8 or 9.
Yeah, 8 or 9.
8 years, you guys have put together a nice little catalog for yourselves.
Yeah.
We have.
You have a new single coming out, which we'll go into that later on. But you also put out the single Checkmate, and then you have Honey and Maybe and a bunch of other stuff. Like I told you guys earlier, I was jamming out to your whole discography earlier today, just kind of getting a feel for you guys. You guys have a very interesting style of music, which blends multiple genres together. And it's how would you describe your overall sound for people?
For our originals, we're definitely, it's been a journey. I've been doing original music for like 12 years, and it's worked with different writers and producers and things like that. But Ryan and I started writing together last year, and we're going for like a pop sound with country flair.
Okay.
So we want to keep it kind of just with little hints of country music. We do a lot of that, and we really like the atmosphere and just like the lifestyle of country and things like that. But we also, I'm a very pop singer.
Gotcha.
And so we're trying to kind of combine the two. And just kind of have a little bit of that influence in there.
Okay, got you. So speaking of influences, who would you say your musical influences would be?
It's so in growing up, my biggest influence and like icon to me has been Michael Jackson.
Okay.
It's always just as a performer, his music always made me want to dance.
I don't think there's anybody quite like Michael.
There's
out
nobody
there.
like
I think
Michael.
one
Yeah.
like people have a tendency to say, I see some outlandish statements out there, be like, the only person that was close to that level was Taylor Swift. I don't know if I agree with that. I get the notoriety, because like she is a global phenomenon in a sense, but I don't think like her music resonates with as many people as Michael. You had generations, like, and that stuff will continue to go on. There's a factor, almost I won't say cringe factor, but there's a factor where it's like you when it comes to Taylor Swift music, it's targeted towards a specific demographic that doesn't go for like all the way through. But with Michael Jackson, you had Beat It, you had Thriller, you had all of these songs that like I catch little kids like. Still, Mike's been gone for a while and still impactful. Still, you know, people look at his producers and everything. They're like, I want to produce an album like Mike's, like Beat It. Like I know audio engineers that's what they go into.
Right.
So that's great. So you said Michael's. Anybody else?
Yeah, Mariah Carey was also a big vocally for me.
Can you hit that note?
No.
No.
I dream I could, but I try. I do my own little like just high notes, but I can't do whistle tones. I wish I could.
I got you.
Carrie Underwood on the countryside
Nice.
has been, because she's like kind of pop too, so
Right.
she's been a great influence. Who else? Who else have we kind of like based off? What was Oh, I'm blanking now. Country wise.
I feel like you have become more of a Taylor Swift fan lately, you know, in the pop side of things.
Well, and that's another thing we can share with you. We are doing a Taylor Swift project.
Yes, you mentioned that to me.
Yeah, so I've been learning a lot more of kind of her origin, and it's nothing like Michael, and that's okay. She has her own thing, you know.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, we're kind of just anything that like makes me escape and want to dance, like that's what I want to present. And that's what Michael Jackson did for me.
I got you.
Anywhere I am, if one of his songs come on, you can't like
Favorite Mike song?
That's so hard. I really like The Way You Make Me Feel.
I feel
That's one of my faves.
I got you.
That's a goodie.
Yeah.
And
Mine was
then-
always Mine was Dirty Diana.
That's a
For
good
whatever
one.
reason.
Really?
I think when I was younger, it was like a mix of like Beat It and like different songs. But I don't know, when I was in college, I don't know why I remember sitting in my in the study hall or in the library, and I was listening to Dirty Diana.
Oh,
So
that's a
it was
great
just
song.
on my rotation of
That's
songs.
nice.
It was like that one song.
It's more like rock.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I love the guitar in there and
Uh-huh.
everything like that. And it was Dirty Diana. No. And then there's a Connor Mayer, I think his name is. Him and two other dudes, I don't know, but if you ever look it up, they did a mix of Sam Smith's, what's that song? That Unholy song? He did a mix of that and Dirty Diana. And like, if you ever listen to Connor Mayer sing, dude sings with his entire body. Like he's not like a big dude or anything like that, but he sings and you can see the veins in his neck going. And he like squints his eyes and everything like that, but he has a specific tone in his voice that is pretty solid. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to throw a link in there, but if you ever check it out, he's super solid.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anything.
You gotta check him out. He is it. Okay, so question for you.
Yeah.
So you have a so you joined the band. You come in, you answer an ad on Craigslist,
Yeah.
which is a sketchy thing to do. If
Oh
you
yeah.
ever, like,
That's the only one I answered to. Yeah.
like
Seem
you-
like normal humans. Maybe.
I used to listen to this podcast called the 8-Bit Geek, and they had a segment in their podcast where they would go off and say, what was it, lost connections or misconnections or something like that.
Yeah.
There was a section on Craigslist where people would go there and be like, I saw you in the store or whatever like that. And we had this quick interaction, and they'll just describe this whole thing, and that somebody that they're infatuated with, and they'll put it there. I'm like, gosh, it's so creepy.
Like hoping they would meet up, right? That was the whole point
Exactly.
of that. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's weird.
It's like, man, I don't see where any logical person would go there and be like, well, maybe they're on Craigslist, but you did that.
Well, it definitely wasn't a misconnection.
Wasn't a
but,
misconnection.
yeah.
That'd be strange. So your style of playing, or give me a little background in your guitar playing.
Yeah, no, I grew up playing like classical guitar, really, like
Okay.
finger picking, reading notes, that whole thing.
Oh, nice.
But when I was like 7th or 8th grade, I started playing like electric guitar.
Okay.
Like pop punk, Blink-182, a lot of stuff like that. And then from then on, I just grew up doing like everything really, from like Led Zeppelin stuff to, I mean, Van Halen was a big influence too. And then I was in a hardcore band after like high school. So like my early 20s. And that was good. Yeah, I had the whole emo hair, metal hair. We would do all that. Played Chosen TJ, Wild Things with my buddies, and that got old, you know.
Yeah.
And so then eventually, I just wanted to do something kind of local, pay bills, play kind of stuff like cover stuff around town. That's when I
exactly. So you were looking for something a little bit different than what you were with before.
Totally.
Gotcha. So was the style of music, was that too much, or was that much of a change for you from what you were playing before, or because you're playing so much?
Now that you say it, a little bit, because Cassie stuff's a lot more like funky, the stuff we do.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really doing that stuff back then. It was more like rock oriented. Yeah. So it kind of changed my plan a little bit.
Yeah.
Having to be a little bit more dancey, poppy.
Did you buy a new guitar for that?
No, I did not. But I have a lot of guitars already. I feel like I have enough. Yeah, I have a guitar for everything at this point.
Yeah, my dad has a massive collection of bass guitars. Like me, I have one. I had 3 at one time, but I've boiled it down to 1 right now. I got my eyes on an Ibanez TMB 5000 right now. That's an absolute beauty. I just haven't pulled the trigger on that thing yet right now, but I have a Music Man Sterling Ray 5, and I absolutely love it.
That's awesome.
And it's, dual humbucker pickups and all that kind of stuff. Things that absolute beat.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Beast. What's your guitar setup right now?
My main right now is my American Deluxe, the Strat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I use. But I'm in the market right now. I'm looking for something else.
Okay.
I don't know what yet, but that's what I've been using for the most part. But I have an SG I use for backup a lot too. And it just depends. Sometimes I'll just pick a guitar for the color. Like we did like a promo video the other day. Yeah. Like I just need a black guitar. So I just used whatever I have there,
Okay.
So different guitars for different purposes.
And what about you? What are you playing?
I got a Fender P right now that I'm rocking a lot. I have a bunch of basses, but I had a Fender Jazz active, but it's pretty heavy. So the P is nice and light. Yeah. Gets the job done. I have a lot of Fenders. I had an Ibanez for when we first started the band. I was always on a 4-string forever. Yeah. And when we started this band, I had a 5-string Ibanez, and I was like, man, I got to learn how to play this thing. So I was like, okay, we're going to start this project. As we're learning all these songs, I'm just going to learn it on this 5-string. Yeah. So now I only really play a 5-string.
I get you. Right now, mine is I typically play a 4-string. Cool. 5-string every now and then. Yeah. But I don't own a 5-string. And that's my next one. I'm like, okay, I need a 5-string because when you want to hit those low notes, you got to
having that low B string to, just certain songs you can hit some of those low registers.
Right. But you brought your acoustic today.
I did. Yeah. So
that was
got a Breed Love acoustic.
Those things are huge.
That was in storage. You haven't played that in a long time.
I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, it's been up in the rafters forever.
Yeah. Got you. So tell me a little bit about your bass playing journey.
So grew up in a musical family. Both my parents play. My sister sings. My brother plays guitar. So just kind of grew up with music everywhere, started off on drums, and then I was at a party at my drum instructor's house, like a birthday party or something, and his son's band was playing, and I just kind of locked in on the bass player, and I was like, I really dig what sound I'm hearing and like seeing, and ever since then. And after that, I asked for a bass for Christmas or something like that, got a bass, and been playing ever since. Played in a cover band, Master Splinter and the Shredders for a lot of years in Temecula. A lot of classic rock. I had the Bad album when I was a little kid, Michael Jackson. So I don't really have like a certain genre or style that's my thing. My journey has gone kind of all over the place.
That's good.
High school, a lot of punk, Strung Out, Vandals, I wasn't really playing that stuff, but listened to a lot of that stuff. And then the cover band, Master Splinter and Shredders, was more classic rock.
Nice.
And then when I met Cassie, we were playing in that SeaWorld show. And then when that ended, we started our journey with our music, and it's very heavily influenced by her style and what she likes to sing. So it's a lot of the pop, a lot of the funk, which is great for the bass.
Exactly.
A lot of these funk bass lines are super fun to play.
Right, exactly.
So
you do much thumping?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but it's some of the songs call for it. So it's
Every now
fun
and then
to
we
do
can
that.
throw that in there, man. It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
It's a skill though. It's a skill that it like you can sometimes like for me learning how to actually do it properly,
Right.
where it's just not like you're not hitting a bunch of other strings at the same time and everything. Man, it can sound so beautiful.
Like
Growing up, my dad would always play Bootsy Collins when he
Okay.
was we would be my dad had growing up we have this big backyard and he'd be grilling at all hours of the night, and he'd have this big sound system that had these lights and everything like that, and he had a soundtrack that was on or a playlist that he was always going through, and it had Bootsy Collins and it had like a bunch of different like his music was funk.
Yeah.
So of course he has a bass collection.
Yeah.
Because his music was funk. But man, they be slapping the bass and really slapping the bass. Doing all of that.
we just saw Victor Wooten and the Wooten brothers at
Nice.
Belly Up. And it was so good.
Dang, man.
Yeah.
Victor Wooten, man. That dude,
Talk about a bass player.
right? That dude is out there playing it. I'm like, I don't even know what you're doing anymore, man. I didn't, like, there's certain tones coming out of that I can't even realize.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. So tell me a little bit about the 2 songs that you're going to play for us today.
Yeah, so that the 2 songs are what Ryan and I have written together, along with our producer Mark Suhonen, and he's local, and he actually produced my earlier music also.
Okay.
But Ryan and I kind of wanted to embark on the journey together of just kind of creating the music on our own, and then taking it to the band and be like, hey guys, here's new songs to learn, rather than writing all together, just timing wise, production wise, all the things. But now we're kind of heading in that direction again. We want to start incorporating the band members more.
Gotcha.
But with Checkmate and Honey, we wanted to go with like a pop country flair, and we wrote Honey first. And I just wanted to write something light, like just, nothing too deep, just something like a little summer bop to just kind of dance to and just enjoy. So that one, we kind of wrote it with like the idea of how when we met and things like that, just like, hey, let's just like go be free together and just enjoy ourselves. And, so that one we wrote, and there's actually like an official line dance to it, Moonshine Flats, where we perform a lot downtown. They have line dancers there, and they choreographed a line dance to it for us.
Nice.
So now they'll play it on their line dancing nights, or when we perform, the dancers will get up with me and we'll all do the line dance. So that's really, really fun. And then Checkmate, that one, Mark actually had like a track already going, and he was like, I have a bunch of tracks that I haven't used yet. Like, if you guys want to shop these tracks, see what, if anything like goes with your vibe. And we really liked that track, and it was originally labeled Disco in a Barn. And we really liked that like visual and that thought. And but the song itself, Checkmate, is a little deeper, and it's kind of been about my personal journey, like just as an adult in the music industry, how, sometimes friends that you come along aren't necessarily friends. They don't always have your best interests at heart, or they want to use you for something, or, kind of step above you or get ahead of you for when you've been doing all the work on your own, kind of thing. So that's what that song is kind of about. Just kind of about like, don't mind all of that. Like, stay on your track, just keep putting in the work and doing your thing and stay on your path.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Was that inspired by real events?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, there's
Sounds
like
you
a
were going through
combination of, events that happen, and not all of them are like huge or anything, but it was a good place to draw from, of just like,
that's the best way to write
reminding
music.
myself like, hey, like, I wish you the best,
Yeah.
but I'm moving on. Like, I'm going to go my way. Okay, cool.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're not going to hold it up because I don't want to hold my breath for too long, because I'm looking forward for you guys to perform.
Yeah.
Awesome. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Icon presents Cassie B.
In this game of life, I'm playing nice. You made your moves, force me to choose. You're just a pawn, I'm moving on. You fool secret's out. The bridge is burned. You had your turn. I paid for the mistakes you made. Now it's too late. You live, you learn. Oh, 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 oh. I wish you well, but I won't let you bring me down. Oh, 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 oh. I wish you well. It's my turn now. Checkmate. You calculate, manipulate, a two-faced game will seal your fate. Pretend to find your peace of mind. I know the truth, you've come for mine. I gave you grace, but I no longer have the space. You wonder how you can take my place. You see me now, you're watching every move I make. It's not the same game you play. Oh, 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 oh. I wish you well, but I won't let you bring me down. Oh, 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 oh. I wish you well. It's my turn now. Checkmate. You think you know it all. You're headed for a fall. It brings you to your knees to see me thrive, living my dreams. Oh, don't you come for me. I'm living peacefully. I don't want your misery. Oh, 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 oh. I wish you well, but I won't let you bring me down. Oh, 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 oh. I wish you well. It's my turn now. Checkmate. You've been buzzing around, wanting to settle down. But every time you try, every girl you find leaves a sting behind. Baby, it's clear to me, you're barking up the wrong tree. Come have a drink with me and I guarantee you won't wanna leave. Mix me with your whiskey, baby, come and kiss me. 'Cause you and me together, we're smooth like honey. We're gonna groove till it's sunny. You need a little sweetness, I'm your weakness. Baby, can you feel it? You were lost and found. I'm glad you came around. Come here and sit with me on the throne. You'll see we were meant to be. All in good time. No need to stand in line. I'm the queen of my hive. Check my vibe, I want you by my side. Mix me with your whiskey, baby, come and kiss me. 'Cause you and me together, we're smooth like honey. We're gonna groove till it's sunny. You need a little sweetness, I'm your weakness. Baby, can you feel it? Like honey, yeah. Mix it up, stir it up, mix it up, hey. Mix it up, stir it up, mix it up, mix it up, stir it up, mix it up, mix it up, stir it up, mix it up, stir it up. Let me light up your life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mix me with your whiskey, baby, come 'cause you and me together, we're smooth like honey. We're gonna groove till it's Sunday. You need a little sweetness, I'm your weakness. Baby, can you feel it? Oh, 'cause you and me together, we're smooth like honey. We're gonna groove till it's Sunday. You need a little sweetness, I'm your weakness. Baby, can you feel it? I'm sweetness, I'm your weakness. Baby, can you feel it? I'm sweetness, I'm your weakness. We're smooth like honey. Ooh, yeah.
Alrighty, welcome back. Wow, Cassie B, great job, guys. Man, that was amazing. Personal round of applause for you guys. You guys did that.
We did it.
It was it was amazing. It was interesting because it was the first time we've had a acoustic bass in studio played for one of these live performances. So I was interested to hear what that was going to sound like. You guys sounded amazing. Now, I'm interested to know, because after that, I got to know what's coming next for you guys. What's that next performance going to be looking like for you guys? You mentioned earlier that you were going to be doing the Padres, house band, right? And then some other stuff. So give me an idea of what Cassie B looks like in the future.
Yeah, so for just anybody who doesn't know already, we have it's all under the Cassie B umbrella, but we are a cover band. And then we're also original music. So our bread and butter is our cover band. So that's what pays the bills. That's what funds our original music.
Nice.
So we do a lot of events and things like that with the cover band. So that's mainly like every weekend we are jamming with the band. So we have Moonshine Flats shows coming up. That's downtown. It's like a kind of a honky tonk.
Okay.
So we do heavy country, but we do a lot of our other stuff too. And then, we're going to be the Padres house band for the 2024 season. So that will be Saturday home games. It will be 2 hours before the game. You can come through Gallagher Square, which will be brand new.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll be playing. So if you happen to come and you've seen us on here, make sure you come say hi to us. We're also going to be at California Adventure in March and April for their Food and Wine Festival.
Nice.
So we have 6 dates total. So you'll want to just check out our website. It has all of our events coming up that we're doing in specific
What
dates.
is that website?
It is CassieBSD.com.
Awesome.
Right?
I believe so.
Yeah. I'm like, is it CV music? No, it's CassieBSD.com. And there's a section live shows, and it has a full calendar. There's ticket links if you need tickets for things. In March, we're doing the Shamrock Fest downtown in the Gas Lamp. That will be really fun. What else?
April 25th, Moonshine Beach.
Yes, we're opening. Yeah, so April 25th at Moonshine Beach, we're opening for an artist named Kylie Morgan.
Nice.
She's a Nashville country singer.
Okay.
I've been following her career, and she's taking off. She's killing it. Her songwriting is really awesome. She seems like a great human, and I'm personally very, very excited to just have any part, even if I just get to meet her, I'll be so stoked. So we're going to do an acoustic set to open her show at Moonshine Beach. So we're really excited for that opportunity.
That's awesome.
And that will be our original music that we get to showcase.
Nice.
And then we'll be doing probably some So Far sound shows with the originals. We're looking for opportunities with that. So if anybody has any original shows that they're throwing or anything like that, we're looking for more opportunities.
So you guys have certain bookings that it's specifically cover music and everything, and then some of the other ones where you have the option to do live music originals for it. That's great.
Yeah, and we'll sneak our originals into our cover sets when it feels right, and it doesn't take away from people knowing all the songs.
Right.
And then another project that we're working on right now as far as covers go, is we're starting a Taylor Swift tribute show.
Alrighty.
So
So I have to take back everything I said bad about Taylor Swift earlier.
it's okay. Everybody has their opinion. It's all good.
What's that
But-
called?
What?
The Taylor Swift?
Oh, our Taylor Swift project is called Dream Like Taylor.
It's going to be cool.
Okay.
And we're making it more of a production. So it's
Okay.
not just like, we're a band and hi, I'm pretending to be Taylor Swift.
I got you.
Not that.
I stay up too late.
Dang.
We're doing it more of like, we're starting the show out as far as like, I'm a singer, songwriter, like I'm practicing. And then I look through Taylor's like footage of her Eras tour and I see like all the crowds that she has. And,
Yeah.
like, all the fans and like all the love and the stage production that she gets to do.
Right.
And I kind of think to myself, like, oh, what a dream that would be. So we're kind of working on this whole production side of that to show like a little movie basically to
nice.
start it. And then the dream will be us on stage, like living out our dream.
okay.
And then it'll kind of, we'll have some outreach like parts of the show where it'll talk about other people's dreams and like it'll all be kind of tying into like everybody pursue your dreams kind of thing,
Right.
like Taylor Swift. So that's kind of, it's more of like a well-rounded like connection with
That's
people
cool.
who already love Taylor Swift, but then it's kind of like, I don't want to get up there and pretend to be her. I'm not her, you know?
I get it. I get
So
it.
yeah, so it's kind of like an homage, and it's been a really fun, challenging project for us to actually put
How'd you guys
together.
come up with that idea?
It crossed my mind a little while ago, and I didn't think twice about it. And then a fellow musician was like, "You guys should do a Swift show." And I was like,
Like, okay.
yeah, we should. Like,
And
yeah,
we're partnering with UC San Diego to
Okay.
help like produce and create this type of show. So it's
Nice.
pretty cool. We're excited about that. We have a show with them in March, but it's just for students.
Okay.
And then we'll have a show in July with them at their brand new amphitheater they have there.
Cool.
it's really awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. That's interesting. The whole Taylor Swift thing is very interesting
It
to
is
me
very interesting.
because I would never forget. So I went to school to study audio production, live performance audio. I may have shared this with another guest before, but so when I went to school and we were studying music and kind of the overall composition of a song and kind of the changes and all that kind of stuff, what it takes to make a hit. Because as much as I may not be, like I said, it's nothing necessarily against Taylor Swift. It's just that music doesn't resonate with me. I'm not I'm not going through breakups. So listening to breakup music is not really a thing I should be doing. But I will not lie. Like when she did the, what's that song that, I knew you were trouble when you walked in. That song, I remember I was working at JCPenney at that time in the Escondido Mall. They played that song. So first off, I didn't have a car at the time. So I would ride my bike, or not ride my bike. I would ride the bus and skate to work.
Okay.
And I would listen to the radio on my way there. And I would listen to that same song consistently because they kept replaying it. And then whenever I walked into the mall, the song that they were playing on the speakers was that same one multiple times throughout the day. That was a solid song, but it was a bit interesting to have.
Too much
Yeah.
to hear.
I thought I escaped it. I was going to school and I was being this kind of snoopy and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm a real audio engineer, not going to be making those like little poppy mix music or whatever like that. My professor was an award-winning sound engineer, worked with some of the biggest artists, like from James Brown to all kinds of rock bands and all of that. The studio we're studying in is millions of dollars of equipment in there. Puts on a song. What is it? I knew you were trouble. I was like, oh my God.
Get away.
And then so we were sitting there. I was like, what in the world? He was like, no, because everybody starts to groan at it, right? Yeah. And then he says, we were like, why in the world are you playing this song? He was like, nah, listen to it. And the funny thing is that every bit of what he was teaching us on how to compose a hit song, the various changes, the introduction of new elements throughout the song and all that kind of stuff. And all of that was in that song. So it made sense to why it's a hit. It was as much creativity and everything that goes into music is there, yes, but it is formulaic.
Yeah,
There is a
100%.
process to it. You can't just get in there and just go in there and just like, oh yeah, I wrote a song. As much as people think like they just let anything in music. Nah, a lot of times there's a lot of studies and everything like that. Give me an idea as to your writing process. You wrote Honey, you wrote Checkmate. What was the writing process like for you guys?
They were both a little bit different. I don't really play instruments, but I can like kind of play some chords on the keys. I'm learning more guitar. Thank you to Robert. He's
Nice,
teaching me,
nice.
so I can play Taylor Swift stuff.
Oh yeah, you got to do that.
Oh yeah.
But so I was just kind of like for Honey, I was just kind of playing the chords I could play and just started singing a melody with that. And then he came home and threw some guitar chords down, but it was sounding really cheesy. Like, because the melody that I was singing, it's kind of just like, it's bright, it's happy, but then the chords behind it were bright and happy.
Ah, I gotcha.
So we sent them to Mark, our producer.
Okay.
And then he came back with that bass line. They're like, dun, 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 dun. We're like, whoa. Like, it totally like flipped the song in this different way. It gave it a little more edge and wasn't just so like, like rainbows and butterflies,
Right.
you know? So that one kind of went that way. So he did a lot of the production side, Mark did. And, you know, just, threw a bunch of different ideas. And then when we went into the studio, Ryan threw down bass, and then I did my vocals, and then we had a great time, like, because I couldn't really think of like backing vocals and things like that. Usually that's like one of my favorite things to do, but
Right.
for some reason, like my brain was just like, no, you came up with the melodies. That's all I got for you. But then in studio, he was like, try something like this, or like, let's do this. And then I would sing an ad lib or something. He'd be like, that was cool. Like, sing that again. So we came up with all the different like, BGVs on it and stuff.
Gotcha.
And then Checkmate, I said earlier, Mark was like, I have all these tracks that like I've never finished. Like, they were either projects that I was just messing around on, whatever. He was like, just listen and see if there's any you like that you think you could run with. So we chose the Disco in a Barn track. And I had an experience like with an old friend and came home, and I was just like, oh, why? Like, I was, venting to him, just like, why is it like this? Like, that just, it seemed so manipulative. And so we started kind of, I don't remember how we came up with like the chess idea. But
Yeah, I
we're
don't know
like,
where Checkmate
let's
came
write
from.
it like a game of chess. Like, let's put that element into it, because that's kind of what it felt like. It was
Okay.
like all strategy of this friendship or something.
Gotcha.
Friendship felt very strategized. And so, so that's kind of how we wrote that one. And then our next song that we have has been totally different.
Okay.
So we just kind of finished our next song, our next single, which will be called Good Time Tonight.
Okay.
And actually Robert helped a lot. And again, I kind of came up with a melody, and then Robert came up with you came up with that cool riff, and Ryan's been working on doing the bass stuff, and we just kind of all came together. We called our keyboardist Bill in, and he threw down some like organ. So this one's going to be more of a rock feel. Still with a little country flair, still catchy and poppy.
Right.
But I've always wanted to open a show, like kind of just singing a cappella.
Okay.
I always thought that would be really cool and attention grabbing. So that's kind of how I started writing that one. And then we just kind of kept it going.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. One of the things I love about you guys is the fact that you cater towards your live performance so much.
Yeah.
The like when I've looked at your videos on YouTube and obviously been on your website and all that, and I'm like, it's a whole experience for that.
Yeah.
Give me a little bit, or share with the people what they can expect from you in a live performance.
Oh, what do you think?
A lot of high energy, a lot of fun. We're kind of creating the party,
Yeah.
But it's a two-way street. If the people don't want to party and we're not actually bringing it, then it's not going to be a good night. So we try and bring that energy, and we've been fortunate enough. We've been a band for a long time. We've played a lot of venues, done a lot of things, and now we're playing a lot of places that are kind of check marks that we were looking to kind of check off the list, you know, like bucket list item venues. You know, Moonshine was like, we had that on our sites for a long time, and now that's kind of one of our home spots, and we play there, you know, once every couple months or so. But you walk in and it's like magic already, and then we're just a part of that ride that we get to all go on a Friday, Saturday night. So
I like to think about it like almost like a live DJ set too, because like a lot of our songs mash up to like a next one. There's not a lot of pauses in between songs. Like some songs are like 4 or 5 songs in a row, and we'll just play one. You don't even know we switch into another song.
Oh, that's great.
There's 3 minutes of that, and then there's another one right after. So it's not a lot of time, like wasted air time between songs and stuff.
That's great. Like I've done a good amount of produced a good amount of live shows, but then also done some live shows, and it's one of those things where that audience experience from going from one song to the next one, like everything has to be kind of structured, and it's like just the outro from one song going into the next one.
Totally.
Yes, it's very DJ like. It's like I remember I used to have a Spotify account. Now I don't. I switched to YouTube Music because they gave it to me free. So why would I keep paying for the other one? But one of the things I loved about Spotify was the fact that it would kind of blend the music. It would let you kind of crossfade, right? And then there's this new streaming service out that actually does do exactly what we're talking about, which will take the tail end of one song and then match it to the beat of the next one and then crossfade.
Oh, that's cool.
And it just has a software built into that. Sorry, DJs, you're going to be out of a job the moment that this stuff catches on. But it's really, really exciting because, I mean, live performances, there's just different energy when you get there. I was sharing with you guys earlier that we were at that event in Santa Anita. We had some downtime, and we were just we had these mics up, and we just started kind of karaokeing it. Me and one of the video editors, Mia, we were singing this Bruno Mars songs. I'm a big Bruno Mars fan. That was my song, my guy, right? And so that lighter song, this one's for you and me, living out our dreams. That song, like when you envision what he's like, that is very descriptive, and it puts you like. You talk about wanting to start a song with an acapella, right? And just like in my mind, that song, I don't know if you're familiar with that song, but in my mind, I picture like standing on the stage, spotlight on. Yeah. Crowds there. And like the rest of the stage is black, right? And then you start singing, you walk up to the mic, and this one's for you and me. And then when he gets to that part where he says, and a sky full of lighters, the entire stage like starts doing the whole lighter thing and all that kind of stuff, waving, and then but he talked about stars and all that kind of stuff in there. And so you just fade into like, I have the entire thing. And I'm like, that's so powerful just to be able to create that vision. And like, not everything is supposed to be done live. I think rap music is one of the worst things that you can ever see live because it does not translate. There's so many songs, it's just you watch somebody just jump around on stage and they're just mouthing words to a soundtrack that they've already recorded the vocals to or whatever like that. It doesn't have that same energy. What would you say was your biggest struggle would be? Because you guys have a very thought out show now, but you probably haven't always been like that. Obviously, your background working with SeaWorld probably aids to that. But as you're having a band that's meshing together, what would you say your biggest struggles would have been?
I mean, I think, I don't know if it pertains like to the show itself, but if you live in San Diego, you have like 20 jobs. Yeah. So getting people to like want this as much as we do. I get it. And set aside their time to rehearse. Like we used to when we were going for like pre-pandemic, like we rehearsed. We had a whole nother group of musicians, and they were wonderful, like so talented, so into it. We would rehearse the covers on Tuesdays, and then we would write originals on Wednesdays. Oh, wow. And they would come to La Mesa because they were kind of all spread out, like more North County. Okay. They'd come to La Mesa on Tuesdays, and then we would go to our previous drummer's house in Fallbrook. Okay. And we would write. And that was a lot of time. And then we'd gig on the weekends too. Yeah. And they had like our previous drummer had kids and like people have other jobs. Yeah, that's a lot. So I think like lining up in the way of like it is our job also. And like the group we have now is awesome. And like same kind of thing. Like they show up, we're prepared, like we rehearse. Like a lot of bands don't rehearse, especially cover bands.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's crazy.
we rehearse, like, and with us, like,
People don't think you could tell. Like when a band doesn't rehearse, they're like, oh no, we got it. Like, nah, we could tell.
Yeah.
we don't really take requests. So I'm like, no, unless we've rehearsed it, I'm not going to try and like wing it for you. Like,
Yeah.
we are tight. We're solid. Like we do what we do well. We know what we do well. So I would say like, yeah, just kind of, but like even now asking, like we want to add more songs to our cover band set because we've kind of been doing the same stuff for so long.
Anybody you're looking at, like any songs or anything like that you're looking at? Or?
Yeah, we're doing some Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay.
I love Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah.
Dua Lipa. Freaking love Dua Lipa.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we've got some stuff, but I feel bad asking for new songs because that means everybody has to take time out of their busy lives, on top of our gigs, on top of their jobs to rehearse new songs, and then they're coming over tomorrow. We're gonna rehearse new songs. You know, it's like I feel like it's asking a lot, but I have to remember like they're getting bored on stage too. They want to do new songs.
Right.
So I think it's like honestly the biggest struggle I would say in a whole thing is time.
Yeah, nah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, but you have to, when you have a dream or when you want to build something, like you guys have been, what do you say? You've been at this for about 8 years, right?
Yeah.
From performing and everything like that. But the band was kind of born. How long ago did you say the band was born? Or how long have you guys been the current state of the band?
Well, this current has been since the pandemic.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. So yeah, that's going to require some time because you gotta mesh.
Right.
Yeah.
It's important. It's important. You like I said, you can always tell when somebody's not performing or not practicing what they're doing, but you always tell those ones that really put in the work.
Right.
Yeah.
They're the ones that stand out.
And over time, like we've learned, like you're only going to sound as good as your worst player. And
you don't want to be the weak link.
you don't want to be the weak link and like
At least prepared, I guess, you know, because everyone's great. Everyone's awesome.
Well, I mean,
that's great.
And I think we have attracted like really awesome humans like, that we work with. Like our circle always is like just good people.
Right.
So, question for you, because you guys have done a lot, or are and doing a lot in a pretty short amount of time. Like even having under a decade of your under your belt of the idea of the band being together, the like all these venues and all that kind of stuff. What advice or what would you what advice would you give people that were coming up? You know.
Yeah, I mean, I would direct that to Ryan because I would not be doing any of this like at this level at all if I wasn't with him.
Yeah, you're the band manager.
Wasn't driving it.
How you making these calls? How you making this?
I mean, I guess a big element is to have good promo. You know, like anytime you're trying to pitch yourself to a venue, the first thing they're going to ask is send me an EPK or send me some video. So we had a bunch of different videos, you know, some are great quality, some are cell phone quality, you know.
Have the variety.
And then just kind of, I guess, networking and meeting new people, you know, even, you know, I'll bring it back to Moonshine. Like it took us a minute to like get involved with that venue and what they do. And now like we're part of their family, you know, and so it's all a hustle. It's right place, right time, who you know, who you don't know. Like, you know, you could be the best musician in the world, but if you're not out there knocking on doors and making phone calls, like no one's going to know who you are, you know, and the next guy that might have that hustle, like they're going to get the gig, you know? So,
yeah. And a lot of times like with bands, there's always that one person that's really the one driving it.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's really organized. He's always looking way ahead. Like I'm so the creative mind where I'm just kind of in the moment. And he's like, hey, did you send an email for this, this, or this? And I'm like, no, I didn't. So I think like thinking ahead is really important, and like full honesty with your band members from the start too, of like expectations. Like I think that's something that I've learned along the way that I'm not good with. So that would be my advice too.
Yeah,
But
finding a good crew, you know.
Yeah, people are important. And I feel like investing time almost, like you have to put time without expecting to get paid is like a
Yeah.
big thing too. People always want to get paid like on the first day.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like you almost sometimes just have to do it and make something before you get paid.
seen.
You know, yeah. And
Yeah.
people aren't patient enough sometimes.
No,
We've all-
100%. You see that all the time. It's
Yeah.
like even through the studio, you have people come in and you're like, all right, go, we're gonna do this. And then some people are like, even if you are paying or whatever, like people aren't willing to do that next bit that takes it to go
Right.
to that next level.
Yeah.
And it's like you stifle yourself in that. It's like, oh yeah, you don't want to do all your work for free, right?
Right.
It's like, obviously you're not just going to be going out to every venue and all that kind of stuff just for, hey, we're going to pay you an exposure. And then it's like, all
But
right,
some venues,
cool.
if they, it might be worth it, you know?
Yeah,
So you gotta
exactly.
take
But
those
if
moments.
you don't have a name out yet,
Right.
and then you could do that, and then you are able to capture that video. So then next time
Exactly.
when you go out there, you're like, hey, we put this out there. And now you're getting that advertising and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. That's why social media is so important.
Right.
That's why it's advertising and doing all that kind of stuff. It's a grind.
It's a
and so
grind.
many people think like, oh yeah, we're going to make it happen. No, it's a grind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every
And
day.
it's a lot. It takes a lot of time to learn kind of where your bar is, you know? And yeah, in the beginning, like we were playing like very low paying gigs or free gigs and hauling all of our own equipment. And we're still down to do that if we need to, you know, for certain things. But it's cool to see like how far we've come where it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, like we are very fortunate to like be able to say no to some things, you know what I mean? But it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and work and seeing, you know, what the trade-off can be, you know,
Yeah.
in the meantime. So yeah.
So you guys have a bunch of shows coming up. Obviously, you have the Taylor Swift tribute deal, you know, in the mix. You got a new single going to be dropping soon.
Yep.
All of this information is on the website, right?
Sure is.
Alrighty.
It's all there.
Alrighty. Well, is there anything else that you guys want to share with the audience before we take off?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I would just say,
Thank you for having us.
yeah. And as an original artist, if you ever want to support an original artist,
Yeah.
really great ways to do so are as like, you know, our song, our music is now in Instagram and TikTok. So you can add our songs to your stories or anything like that. Like that's a huge way to support it and let it be heard.
I was about to let you guys go, but then you brought that up, and that is a new thing that I am learning about
Yeah.
that I don't quite understand. So
okay.
the music, so how is that beneficial for an artist, for it to be in TikTok and all of that kind of stuff? Is that just for exposure, or what does an artist actually get out of that?
It's mainly exposure, I would
gotcha.
say. Yeah. And just, whatever, you know, if someone else hears it and they think it would go well with their content or whatever, that's just our song being heard to a whole new audience, you know?
Okay.
And we put our songs through DistroKid. That's like the, you know, distributor. So they send it to all those, and it's really helpful. And especially like even for our own content, I can put my own song on there. Like that's so cool, you know? But I think as fans or just people who want to support, like that's really helpful for us.
Yeah.
If if you're at a show, like make sure that you find that person's Instagram or their like followers. Venues look at your followers. So
okay.
if you have 100 followers, like they might not book you. But if
Right.
you have 5,000 or 10,000, like the more, it's all tying in to everything, even on the live side. So just any support that's like an easy click, an easy follow, an easy like, or an easy like, hey, that sounded great. Any comments, whatever it is, like it goes a really long way. So I would say that if you support live music and local music, like don't hesitate to just like, oh, I was scrolling, like type something and like it, because it really helps us.
It really helps.
Yeah.
You guys got you. And you guys have merch as well, right?
We do.
Yes. Tell me a little bit about that real quick.
Yeah, we have merch. It is kind of based off of the whole like Queen Bee vibe. So it's really cool. Our t-shirts and our hoodies have like this really cool crown that a friend of his designed.
Okay.
And it has Cassie B written through it and a little bee like landing on it. It's pretty cute. So yeah, we have t-shirts, mainly t-shirts. We're kind of out of hoodies.
Okay.
And we get that through Shirts on Tap, which is a local San Diego t-shirt company. I think they do a lot of stuff with like local breweries, but like full circle, like a friend of ours works for a high school buddy of mine that owns the company now. So yeah, we're using them awesome. And they're great.
They're wonderful. Yeah, they've like turned stuff around really quick for us. And they've been really, really awesome to us.
I heard somebody, because the entire reason, or how I came to like even contact you was through somebody that I met that had purchased a pair of earrings of yours. And so then that's how she I was like, oh, cool. All right.
Yeah, so the earrings, I've actually been making handmade guitar pick earrings since high school.
Nice.
A friend of mine had them when I was in high school, and she got them at like some market in LA for $20. And at the time it was like $20 for a pair of earrings. Like that sounds ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
And so my dad had a drill press. And so I bought some picks and he drilled them for me, and I started making jewelry. So I've been doing it ever since high school.
Nice.
Like, even before I was really doing music. So now that's a part of our merch too.
So if anybody ever loses a pick, you just take the earring.
Right.
I've used one time actually. I was like, Cassie, do you have a earring for me?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's been an honor and amazing experience having you guys on here. Yeah. Like, be sure to go check out their music. Go stream it everywhere. Like she said, if you have a TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, anything like that you could attach the music to, do that. Support them. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Check out Icon Presents Podcast website. And we're going to have articles about Cassie B linked directly to their website, as well as blog posts and everything. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I truly appreciate it.
You guys.
You guys take care.
You too.
Thank you.
Cheers.